Hey everybody, Denise here from Dency's Orchids in Montbird, Florida. And I went to Lowe's to grab a couple nothings and saw this, and I've killed most of my paphiopedilums. But look at this gorgeous thing. Look at those dots are like bumps, and it's sheer beauty. Oh, got some hairy spots on it. Yeah, look at those. Beautiful, beautiful. Paphiopedilum, super sick. It's Eureka crossed with raisin pie, something like that. Anyway, lovely. Hope I won't kill it. But the real subject of the day was Florida winter and bringing in my orchids. And I'll expand on it. Last year, I didn't have orchids outside. I had them all in here. There's a lot in here. I didn't have them all outside this year. Sorry. I typically would put plastic up, but I haven't done so yet. In years past, I threw the plastic up the second it was going to be in the 50s. Well, in Florida, we jump up to the 60s, 70s, 80s, you know? So this year, I only brought in the tender growth ones that had new growth, like this guy here. Oh, it's upside down. It's a Huaria. Ones like this, he's getting a new spike. And I saw another one. Oops, next one right down here. This guy's put on a lot of spikes. I brought this in because it was in spike. Now the buds are forming. This one, although he was in bloom already, he is put on a branch and added more spikes. So I brought those in. Now, my outside temperatures got down to about 51-ish or so. I left a lot of my stuff outside. The ones that were still doing good, this guy doesn't like to focus anymore for some reason, that didn't have new spikes, new buds, new growths, like this, started putting on this growth with brand new roots back here. I didn't want those affected by the cold. Now, my screen room temperature is about 5 to 7 degrees warmer than the outside, so I felt they were okay. This guy I brought in, and he opened up, and he's got one bud that's going to blast. That one way over there. See if it'll focus. He's still developing his buds. I don't know what that one is. This one right there, of course, I dropped the tag, is the Josephine Van Bureau crossed with Coltana Blue. Got a couple of these. But yeah, his color's a little bit more faded, I think, than it normally would be if it was still outside. Roger Frampton's favorite that he can't get to bloom, my Bangkok Sunset, is putting on buds, although slowly. We'll see what happens. This is a new spike on my mrymecolaelia Briciana. Oh, yes, Briciana. So I brought him inside. This mrymecolaelia, oops, it's Baby Grand. He was putting on a new growth, in fact 2, so I didn't want him to get too cold. And my mrymecolaelia fuchsii was putting on a spike. So those were what I brought inside. The reason being I wanted it a little bit warmer and out of any possible breeze that might kick up at night while it was cold. Tomorrow I'll take you out to look at the outside ones and how they're doing. This guy, oh, my Hawari up in Punami, my lava burst. I brought him in just because I wanted to enjoy the spikes. And he is getting a new growth. And I also was a little concerned about these lower leaves. So, anyway, that's what I brought in. Oh, and just on an outside note, non-orchid, but I got 2 bat plants. They came in yesterday. And I got a few other things too, but we'll talk about those another time. Anyway, that's all I have for today. That's what I did. It was done to protect the new buds and new blooms and new growths. And because it's Florida, we jump around so much, temperature-wise, that I didn't want to bring everything in. Didn't want to throw up my plastic yet. I made that mistake several years in a row, and it got too hot in here, sometimes up to 95. It got too humid. Everything was slowing down. Humidity developed inside pockets in my orchids, and I noticed there was a good bit of decline. Didn't want that decline this year. Anyway, let's go back as I end this. Oh yeah, and this little guy, I actually brought him into the kitchen. It is my trichoglottis. I don't know what kind. He's not a very big plant. He didn't have a lot of roots. I probably shouldn't let this bud go, but he's probably going to blast anyway, but I wanted to see him open. I hadn't had him very long. So, on that note, one last look at my Paphiopedilum, and we'll talk tomorrow about my outside orchids and how they're doing after bracing the cold. In cold, I mean 55 degrees to maybe 50, 48 at the coldest, which isn't bad. Orchids can withstand that. So don't make a mistake of bringing them in too early. Don't make the mistake of not bringing them in on time. That's why this weekend I will be moving the rest in. Anyway, thanks for watching. Try to talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.